Writing consists of placing words one after the other, and it could be said to be a linear process. When we are thinking and considering various situations and concepts, many ideas come up to mind in a compulsive way. These ideas are then displayed in an enigmatic order, building up into images and memories. To represent the flow of ideas, taking in consideration also the draft and the group coming ones, we can use mental maps. Mental maps are now used in a lot of didactic moments and are used also in a lot of moments of working life, because they are a good way to focus on an idea, to select new ideas, and so on. A mental map or mind map is a diagram used to visually outline information, to transform words in something visual. Mental map is usually created around a single word or a single text placed in the center, to which associated ideas, words and concepts are added. Major categories radiate from a central node, and lesser categories are sub-branches of larger branches. For example, this is a mental map showing how to prepare a business trip. You have to focus first on travel, dates, departure, arrival, dates of departure and arrival, number of flights, choose the airline, the class, the cost, the availability of places, the hotel, but it's a business trip. Therefore, you had also to organize workshop, courses, lunch, meetings. Is in a faraway place. You had to understand if you like food and which are the restaurants you can use. You have also free time, therefore you want to organize, such as we were doing before, a moment in which you can have a recreational day, one tour, what to visit, and so on. And you need to prepare yourself, for example, medicines, for example, passport, for example, foreign currency, and so on. Therefore, when you prepare your trip, you had to divide in single branches the main problems to solve, and every problem had to be subdivided till the arrival to the single things to do. It's the same to do this on paper or in a computer, but here you have the full vision on what you need on one single sheet. Therefore, you can use mental maps to prepare and to manage meetings. But you can use mental maps also for problem solving, to look for solutions of problems. You can use mental maps for plan something, activities, trips, and so on. You can use mental maps to organize the presentation of something, the presentation of your society, the presentation of a new idea. You can use a lot mental maps in education and vocational training to explain people how it works and to have them focused on the whole process. You can have a mental map, for example, of the reproduction of mammals, a mental map on the chemical elements. A lot of drawings in science are really mental maps. And you can have a mental map to help you to learn, to help you to remember things, to remember topics, to remember solutions of problems. The mental maps are also a very powerful tool for note-taking, to summarize what was said in a group, and for brainstorming, for collecting new ideas. You can use also some softwares. Some softwares are more graphical, such as this. Therefore, you can add icons. You can create branches in the way you want it, and you have an output that is beautiful to see, but it's also clear in the words, because the problem of handwriting is that at the end you are not very clear. This is a mind map for presentations, for example. It's a tool, for example, you can use when you have a speech. It's so bad to have 40 pages. You read something, you pass from a page to... You have only one page, key ideas. You have one page of your key ideas, and you have this page, and you look simply at the key, and you speak about. And if it's very well done, this mental map is a wonderful tool to explain the other and to be more convincing, because you are not reading, but here there is all what you wanted to say. Usually mental maps have a hierarchical associative structure. Therefore, you depart from the center. For example, here we can put the word, we want to speak about this town, KOSICE. And, for example, one person can say, I like the University of KOSICE. Therefore, here, this branch is TUKE, Technical University of KOSICE. But one other can say, I like the KOSICE because it's a quiet town with a lot of peatonal streets. Therefore, it's a quiet. One third can say, I like KOSICE because it's full of story. Therefore, you can see a lot of monuments. One other say, oh, I was here in summer. A lot of beautiful girls with mini skirts. And one other say, oh, be serious. Here you have an incredible number of teachers, people attending university. There is a cultural environment. This here is the capital of culture of Europe. But we can have more ideas. In a certain moment, we can say how to have more tourists in KOSICE. Therefore, we can add ideas to the single branches. For example, more projects, more focusing on the long story, Hungarians, invasion of Turks, cultural ties, Hebrew heritage, and so on. Perhaps something about girls, discotheque, nightlife, and so on, and a lot of things about the culture shows. But we add a lot of other information. We can have different targets of possible tourists. One target that is looking for girls is looking also for no criminality, and is looking also for culture. Therefore, we can have a kind of connection between some parts of these three, some part of these three, and some part of these three. One other target could be, this target could be people from 18 to 25. A second target could be retired people. For example, story, history, culture, quiet, and the third age part of university. Therefore, you can transform a hierarchical mental map in an associative mental map. And you create clouds. This could be named clouds. Therefore, you make a group of concepts. They were not only one idea developed, but a cloud, a group of ideas with a coherence inside. And at the end, you take a new page, and you have the results of your brainstorming. A mental map on the elements of creativity. And creativity, when you speak about creativity, you speak about techniques, you speak about processing, but you speak also about the brain and some other things. And at the end, you had to focus and to create different approaches to a single problem. Mental mapping is useful in group brainstorming to define objective, to draw a project, to prepare an outline of a meeting. You can use software, and when you use software, you can have also, you can combine also internet sites, spreadsheets, documents, and images. A lot of images, because images are important in actual life, and if this mental map would be full of icons, would be more attractive, and we can have more ideas connected with these images. But because when we speak about quiet, is a concept that is not clear. Quiet is for retired, is to have a lot of trees, no noise, but for young people is a lot of noise, but no criminals, no drugs. Therefore, with icons, with images, you have a better definition of a concept. Therefore, a mental map is something more working better when there are icons and images.